So the Tasmanian tiger, an animal that has been thought to be extinct, people report signs of it in Australia. An animal that is thought to be extinct. Tasmanian tiger was a large carnivore, but has we've gone to extinct 80 years ago. But newly released Australian government documents show that sightings have been reported as recently as 2 months ago. Tasmania's Department of Primary Industries, Parks, Water and Development recently released a document detailing 8 reported sightings of the animal in the last 3 years. The takeaway line is a marsupial looks like a cross between a wolf, fox, and a large cat. Its believed to got extinct in 1936. It has yellowish brown fur, powerful jaws, and a pouch for its young, like every other marsupial, according to the Australian Museum. Stories abound that some continue to live in the remote wilds of Tasmania, not Tanzania, an island state off Australia's south coast. There has been no hard evidence to support this, only claims of sightings like the ones released. One report last released said 2 people visiting Tasmania from Australia were driving with an animal with a stiff tail and striped back walk on the road. The animal turned and looked at the vehicle couple of times, and it was clear in view for 12 to 15 seconds. The report read both people were in the car 100% certain that the animal they saw was a tiger lion or Tasmanian tiger. Another report filed the same month described a cat-like creature moving fruity mist in the distance. I have a compass to convene across most animals working on rural farms that have never came across an animal or anything close to what I saw in Tasmania that day. The report read, in 2013, another driver was reported seeing a possible takeaway line near Deep Galley Forest Preserve in northwestern Tasmania. He didn't see his face, but he was about 150 meters away, likely too far to see that level of detail. He was certain that if it was a cat, it was a bloody big one, the report said. And of course, there were no lions or no pumas in Australia. There's only marsupials and introduced cats, which house cats don't really get that big, okay? Most recently in July, a man in southern Tasmania near the state capital of Hobart reported that a footprint seemed to be matched with a Tasmanian tiger. These reports thus shows how large the tiger line still rooms in the collective imagination. Native to Australia, Tasmania, and the Australian mainland was the only member of the family surviving to modern times, according to the Australian Museum. European colonists killed him for attacking sheep. Today, the tiger lion still remains a major component of Tasmanian culture. It maintains almost Loch Ness monster status. With regular claims of sightings, in 2002 scientists have even recreated DNA. So basically, even if they do find the animal, they can still clone the animal back from cloning technology. So, um, the animal is being sighted in Australia. Supposedly, it's not 100% true. Um, and the sightings have increased over the last years. Maybe the animal might be one of these animals that might be rediscovered. Who knows? There have been many animals that have been thought to have been extinct, like the Bermudan snail and some other animals like the morehouse chicken, stag, and various other animals that are thought to be extinct but were rediscovered years later. Some animals were thought to be extinct for 200 years and were found alive later. Best example of an animal being found extinct and being found alive later was the coelacanth, which was discovered 65 million years after the animal being only known by fossil records. So the animal may be still alive and may be breeding. Okay, there are many signs on YouTube as well that suppose we see this animal, and some of these actually look pretty legit as well. Um, some of them, of course, are fake, and that's basically it. So Tasmanian said, uh, why as people are seeing this animal, and that's basically it. Goodbye.